How's it going, guys? It is me, Beadly10, and I'm here to give you guys another tutorial on strictly tweening. So, sorry I haven't been able to upload a video in a while. I have been currently very busy with a lot of family things, family weddings, and doing a lot of planning and a vacation and such. So I had to step away for a week or two to get settled and get all that stuff figured out. I was also sick during that time, so it's an extended period of time before I was able to make another video. So, the goal of this video is to explain tweening and why it's important in GDevelop. What we need to start off is we need an object or a sprite that can fly across the screen. I chose this little fat birdie, and he came with a bunch of preloaded sprites because he is an asset from the asset store, right? So I grabbed the sky background from the asset store, and then I grabbed a tree. And then I painted it black because I decided there's no point in a tree being off the side of the screen to set things up. So if I preview this real quick, this is what you'll have by the time you're done with the video. If you hit F11, I have these keys programmed, right? So if you hit F11, it goes to full screen, and you can see the little guy flying across the screen, and he has some buddies following along with him. And it's never ending. I set this up to be kind of like a background screensaver, but I didn't really have any other plans to do anything with it other than this. So, let's look at the code that you need to make this work. First things first, we want to make sure that your resolution is set to whatever you want your resolution to be. I picked 400 by 400 because I thought it'd be really cool to have it as a 4 by 3-ish aspect ratio. And I set my game resolution, this is important by the way, to have no changes to the game size when the game loads in, okay? That's already applied. So if we go to the code, I have an entire list here of everything that I coded and some details of what each item does. So I have many variables, which I will go back and show you real quick. In order to find your scene variables, right, you right click open scene properties, and then you can click edit scene variables from here, right? And we just have one property, one variable that you need, which is bird flying. You can make this whatever you want for whatever tweening example you're making. It does not have to have a specific name, but for this example, I would recommend just keeping it as a number. You can also use it as a text as well. Either or will do just fine. Here's what I was trying to show you, right? So it turns out that the code for at the beginning of the scene doesn't even work. I thought it did work, so I guess in a sense that's pretty redundant to this. So I guess you would never really need this. I'm sorry to show you guys that. We'll worry about that later. We'll leave this disabled, okay? So if the bird flying variable is equal to 0, set the variable to a random range of 1 to 2. That's what I want it to do. If the variable bird flying equals 0, and only trigger once so it doesn't spawn every single frame, because that will cause lag and it will cause a billion birds to show up at once. You don't need that. You will wait a random range of 1 to 3 seconds and then change the variable bird flying to a random number in between 1 and 2. So it'll either pick 1 or 2. If it picks 1, it will spawn the bird at the x coordinates of -50 and a random y coordinate between 25 to 375 pixels, which is the position on the screen. Okay, and you can see it do it right here through the code where my mouse is. So once it creates the bird at that position, it waits a range of 1 to 3 seconds, and then it will fly the bird to the x coordinates 450 over a random period of 1 to 4 seconds. So tween the bird x position of the bird to 450 pixels with a linear ease over a random range of 1 to 4 seconds. And I have this named as move right. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen it have an issue with the naming, as long as you're able to reference the same name every time with a specific set of items and objects. Once it's done moving to that position, it will change the variable bird flying set to 0, and then it'll reset the script and go back up to the top. It'll redo this and then set the variable in a random number of 1 to 2 again. Let's say it's already done this and then it picks 2 as its second time. It'll say if the bird variable equals 2, spawn 2 birds at x -50 and y 25 to 375 pixels. And each bird will spawn in different positions by default because it happens for each bird that spawned. The variable is equal to 2. It's only triggered once. We want it to trigger only once. It will create an object of the bird at the position -50 and 25 to 375 for the y-axis. And then it'll create another bird at the position -50 and a random range of 25 to 375 pixels on the y-axis. It'll wait a range of 1 to 3 seconds and then proceed to move the birds across the screen to the X position of 450. So when you tween on only the X-axis, it keeps its Y-axis coordinate, okay? And for each bird, it will have a different speed because it's doing it in between a range of 1 to 4 seconds. So it could be, one of them could be 1.653247 seconds, and then the other one could be 2.753256 seconds, because a float is just a decimal point. And then when they're both done, it'll change the variable back to 0, effectively resetting the entire system, creating a loop. And the end result will be these birdies flying across your screen. They look like cooked little chickens that can still fly. I find it humorous. I hope this video helped you guys really well. I'm doing my best to explain this stuff without having to code along the way. I want you guys to have a base foundation of understanding things without me eliminating the ability to critically think about what you're trying to do. Hopefully this example was good. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And if you like the videos, please subscribe and let me know what other ideas you have for more videos. You guys have an awesome day, and thank you for watching.